Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks, Mowers, and in today's video we're going to be looking at two pieces of equipment that came in as part of a part exchange for a gentleman that really did need my help. So he contacted me last week. He's just been recently diagnosed with angina, which is a heart condition, and he was struggling to push his lawnmower up and down his garden. He's got quite a substantial sized lawn, to be fair. He's not in the best of health, and he wanted to know if I had anything that would suit his needs with a self-propel, a larger cut, so he didn't have to go up and down quite so many times. But I did sort of weigh up to say the bigger the mower, the heavier the mower, the heavier the grass box, all that sort of stuff. But he was happy with that. So I said the only mower I've got that really does suit the needs is that big black McCulloch, the one that I did the Husqvarna heart transplant on. So he come down, he had a look at it, he ran up and down the lawn a few times, and he said straight away, it's definitely the mower for him. With that said, we then had to discuss the trade-in, and because my mower's up for sale and both of his pieces of equipment were both running, I couldn't really ask top price for my mower and give him bottom price for a part exchange for a broken mower, which is what I normally do. I don't offer a lot of money for broken mowers. So we had a good chat about it, and I said, do you know what, let's just do a deal, and let's do a swap on these two bits of kit. I can make money on the mower and I can make money on the hedge cutter as well. And it does you a favour. So for me, it's not all about the money, it's not all about making top end cash. If I can help somebody out and do someone a turn, then I'm up for that, you know. That's what it's about. And he's rang me back since then, 2 days later, and said he tried a mower out on home and he says absolutely over the moon with it, and he wants to book it in for next year for a service. So I've got his number down for next year for a service. So all in all, everyone is happy. I've now got a push mower come in which runs. It's got a Honda engine on top, and I've also got some kind of multi-tool strimmer hedge cutter as well. The lawnmower does need servicing. I dare say the hedge cutter could probably do with a spark plug and what have you. So I'm going to get on and do the service on the lawnmower first, see what I can do with that, and then just show you the rest of the bits of kit that I've got. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's check out this. Okay, and here's a part exchange. It's an Elko Easy Mow 4210H, and it comes with a Honda, a GCV 140 engine on top, which is a nice little engine, and it is a push mower. It's not a drive. The only problem I've seen with it so far is one of these wheels on the back of it has a very slight wobble. It's this one, and it could just want tightening up. Literally, it's not as good as his mate over here. This wheel is just wobbly. So I've got to look at that. This handle's a bit loose. Got to look at that. Apart from that, it all runs. So I'm just going to back you up a touch, just so we can just fire it up. Let's just fire it up. I know there's nothing under my table, because I've just done a video on that. I haven't got to choke it or nothing like that. Literally just got to pull the cord. Dead man in. And it starts on the button, does everything it should do. So actually quite happy with that. It wants a bit of a clean because he keeps chickens, and the chickens have been walking all over his mower and stuff. So that's the lawnmower. And this is the hedge cutter he bought in, which I think it's German. I think it's a Shindua, could be Chinese then. Shindua. Now this did have a bit of an issue when you had it up in the air and tipped over, and as you were cutting in a normal cutting sort of way like that, it kept cutting out on him. So he was brutally honest. But when I looked inside the fuel tank, the inlet fuel pipe, the feed, had no filter on it, and the filter does two jobs. One, it does actually filter the fuel through so no dirt gets picked up, and number two, it actually soaks fuel up, so when you're tipping it over, it will actually retain some fuel inside it as well, so it will run. But you have to be conscious to tip it back just to re-soak the filter again. But that runs, and this hasn't been started since yesterday either. That's on go. Bit of the old prime. Choke it. Pull it. First pull. the scabbard for it as well, so that's all cool. And it's a nice little bit of kit. So I should make a little bit of money on that one, hopefully, when it sells. So I have just picked up a Titan one as well, so I've got 2 of them in at the moment. So let's get on and do this service on this Honda. Right, the first thing I want to do is just take the oil out. Where's my dispenser? There it is. Now this is, it says it's very old. How old is it? 2013 model. So yeah, it's 5 years old or so. Just want to take the oil out. It has been run up, so the oil is nice and thin, and the oil is coming straight out. So I'm just going to drain this all off, and then I'll come back to you. Well, that's the oil now coming out. It's pretty much there. So that's all done. As I go, I'm just going to keep cleaning this because it is in a bit of a mess and does want a bit of a tidy up. So I'm just going to put some WD-40 on first, just to loosen up any dirt and grime, and that can just sit on there. And just, I've got chicken feathers on it and all sorts. So just a good soak of WD-40 all over, and just let that sit. Next I'm going to go with filter, which I've got some for these somewhere. And the air filter itself actually is not too bad. I've seen a lot worse. That would do a turn for a second-hand mower if you had one, but I don't need to. I've got plenty of spares. And that's sitting there beautifully like that. Which should be the other way around, of course, Mick, if we were paying attention. So that's it, new air filter's now in. I'm taking the pull cord off in a minute as well, just to see what's inside there. Make sure there's no bird's nest or mouse nests in there. I'm just, as I say, just going to continually keep wiping this just to bring it up, and it will come. It's not actually in bad condition at all. It's just dirty. So let's now have the pull cord assembly off. That'll be a 10mm. So that'll be a 10mm on top of the flywheel. Just drop one. There she is. Didn't hear a drop on the floor, so that's a good thing. Pull cord's off, and that'll all lift off as well in one foul swoop. And look, it's absolutely beautiful underneath there. Absolutely lovely. Doesn't need touching at all. More than happy with that. Do a quick wipe off on the top though. There's a bit of dirt and grime up in here. The actual cord itself is actually brilliant. Really clean. Things have been, apart from the chickens sitting on top of it, it's actually been very well looked after. And the pull cord itself, it's always important just to run the pull cord right all the way out to the end, just so you can see what the end of the pull cord looks like, and it looks darn near brand new. So again, a bit of dust on there, which I want to get off. With a bit of squirt. So wet it first and then give it a wipe. Just where it's collected a bit of dirt over the years. And then just want to run a little tiny bit of WD-40 straight inside on both dogs, and that'll be fine. And that simply sits back on there. And this is what I like about doing a part exchange with someone. Get a mower that's working, just give it a quick service, and turn it and burn it, have it out. And now I've got a multi-tool as well on top, so I'm happy. So, and he's really happy with his mower, he loves it. Right, happy with that. And again, just continue wiping all the time, getting rid of all this chicken litter and stuff that's on there. So the filter wasn't too bad at all. Okay. So this is an overhead valve job, and I think I bought some new ones just the other day. That'll fit in here. So it should be a long reach. Yeah, it is a long reach. And this is a BPR 5ES. Now I've got some other ones which I think are better. Okay, so with regards to spark plug, I'm taking out this BPR 5ES, that's coming out. And I'm putting in one of these Briggs & Stratton overhead valve ones, which are the 992304s. And I've had some good experience with these Briggs ones. For a smaller plug, they don't pack a punch. They are slightly pricier than the NGK. I don't know if it's got the Briggs name on it, but they do tend to spark very well indeed. So that's what's going to go in, and they're designed for an overhead valve. So I put that in there. And the other plug is actually a good plug, so that will be cleaned up and put in my spares box for when I haven't got any new ones in. And a second-hand one will have to do, but I don't like putting second-hand plugs in. You don't know how many hours they got on my clock, but it is a good plug. It did start the lawnmower, so happy with that. Right, that's that done. We can now move on and put the oil back in. Oh, well, first of all, let's turn the fuel off. Let's tip up on its side, and let's give the old blade a bit of a sharpen if it needs it. Right, so down underneath now, and the blade, yeah, it needs sharpening. It's actually quite battered, to be fair. There's a lot of string around here as well, which I want to get off. So just want to remove that nut. Looks like a bigger than a 14, be about a 17, I'll say. That's the one. Just want to remove the HTD one more time. I don't want to start this engine up whilst we're rocking and rolling. Let's see if this dewalt will take this off. Hopefully it will. No then. Let me fire the oil compressor up. I'll just put the oil compressor on. I don't know if it's got much air in the compressor or not. It's got enough to do that though. Off comes that. Just checking the pins on this. Okay, that blade's now been sharpened. It could do with a new blade. I might try and source a new blade. It has been rather well used, but it should do for task. So and it is only for cutting grass, but as I say, it could just do with a new one, I think, but hopefully it'll do. Let me just wash that blade back on. That looks very high. Why does that look high to me? Let me try and turn that round. That can't go around the other way, surely. No, definitely can't. But it does look very high in relation to the actual cutting width. But I suppose it's there. Yeah, it's not bent, nothing like that. Right, let's put that on. It's been sharpened. That's on. Right, the next job I've got to do is this wheel. Looks really, really loose. I'm not happy with it, so you did say the wheel was loose, so it can't be a great deal. Let's try and have that off. See what we can't find. Could just need tightening up. It's really loose. Let's have a look. Doesn't feel loose. It feels like a bearing's gone maybe. Okay, so I've just literally just taken the wheel cover off of that and taken the wheel off. That's all I've done, and it's looking like the threads. Just dropped a washer in my trainer. Looks like the threads are slightly starting to wear. I need to be a bit careful. And there's a bit of a gap there. So what I intend to do is just pack that up with some washers, just 2 washers. One come with it already, and that will still allow it to spin, but it should just allow me just to bite it up to it. Hopefully that will work. So I just want to now prop that mower up a touch, just so I can get to it. That's my next little buy, is going to be a little tiny block, or make something up, just so I can stick that mower so it just floats. I'll use that for now. So hopefully now that should just bridge that gap, make the gap up. So let's put that in that way, that in like that, with that washer on there. I might have to re-tap these threads because they are not very good. In fact, I might even have a shoulder bolt for it. I have one for the Honda. I wonder if that's the same size. So that's got it, but it's absolutely no better at all. Seems to be, yeah, that whole bolt is loose. Let me try and find that Honda bolt. Right, I had the Honda one. I've got them. I don't know if they're quite big enough or too big, but this whole thread is actually gone. And it's not biting. That's the problem with it. I think these are going to be too big. Yeah, that's a shame. So I've got an issue here. I might have to get a I need to pick up a tap set, because that's just not holding. It's got threads on the front, just there. That'll hold. But as soon as you put it in all the way, it's not biting it anymore there, and that's just as loose as anything. It says it wants to, but you get to there. It says it is. That's got it. So why won't that give me that action then? Why won't it push in any further? I think it's because these bearings are slightly proud. But that should go. I think that's what it is. A bearing is slightly proud. And it won't let me lock it up. Now, see, as soon as I put on there, it won't lock up anymore. Oh no, might have got it. It might have got it. No. No, so I want a new shoulder bolt on that. And I'm not going to set it like that, that's just coming straight out. So yeah, I want a new shoulder bolt and drill and tap die set on that. So that'll be a future video for later on, or I'll finish it later once I've picked up one of these. So once re-tapping on there, and the threads on here are nearly smashed as well. Worst case is I can probably get a nut to go on the end of that to hold that in place, because that shaft sits completely still. So I might try and see if I can find a nut to fit on the back of that, and see if that nut will hold it in place. So I'll do that first before I go to purchase a new one. Right, so as a bit of a workaround, what I've decided, that's going to have that little flat washer go on there. Just rerun a 12mm nut onto that, onto the back, and I'm hoping to get a washer on the back of that, if it'll take, because these threads are no good on the nearest the bolt, like so. Now if I get a washer, and that should be big enough if I pack it with that one as well, around the back. This is going to be fiddly to get my arm in there. Could do a Riley boy. He'd put his little sausage fingers in there. That one on there, then the little one. Cool. so now put the nut on. I've just dropped. This is what I did with the Honda originally, and actually with the Honda, when they redesigned the bit, this is what they did to the shoulder bolt. Just try and slide that now over the two washers. I know you're not going to see a lot here, I can't see a lot myself. I'm going to slide it over the top. That's now got it. Try and get a turn on it, which I have. Now I don't want to go too mad. In fact, I might just turn that first. So what I've done is, on the end of that shoulder bolt, if that goes through, I'll put a nut on the end of there, and the threads are good right on the end, and they're not quite so good nearest the wheel. They're quite good here, so I'm hoping to get enough pressure on here just to pin that down. It is going. It hasn't got to go a lot. But what I don't want to do is put too much pressure on it, so it really strips the threads out. So give us 2 ticks, let me just wind this up and I'll come back to you. Okay, that's now done up as much as I dare, and it's on there. Now it's actually bitten down quite well, and the wheel is solid and the wheel spins. So I think that will suffice as a good workaround fix. Don't want to put too much more on it, because I was going to shear that thread as well, so that'll be fine. I might even take it back off and just put a little bit of Loctite on there just to hold it, but I'm quite happy with that fix. Hasn't got to support a great deal of weight, but that should suffice. So not a bad little workaround, about to save, you know, sort of, I think the Honda ones were like 10 quid. So I don't know, be purchasing another shoulder bolt, because you bet your life they're not going to be cheap. But that's much better, and the height control should all work. Yeah, it does. So happy with that. And that can now go back onto there, like so. So that's a good little fix. So in fact, it's better than the other ones. So that's pretty good. I might just try and. In fact, the front ones have actually got a nut on the shoulder bolt. I wonder if that nut was actually missing. What's it got on the other side? Yeah, it's got a nut on the other side. So actually, the nut will come off. Okay, so that's good. Next, we've got to do the oil. Okay, so next is the oil. Stick that in there, that in there on a rag, because I'm absolutely bound to spill some. Right, I think we are somewhere close. Just want to put a rag in there just to clean up the tube, because you get a false reading. Okay, and there it is. So with the back wheel been repaired as well, that's nice and solid, as it should do. Let's get a quick fire up, see how it goes. I'll turn the fuel on first, that might help. HTD, it might help even more. Yep, so that all works and runs nice. And collecting grass cuttings as well. So that's it. Super happy. Hasn't turned out too bad, and hopefully should make a nice little profit, that one. So that's another mower all up, running, serviced. Well, it's running anyway, but it's all running nice. All serviced up, air fit all changed, spark plugs, blade sharpened and balanced, wheel repair, tidy up and what have you. So that's another one ready to go out. Whilst I've got you, I also picked up, these had only just literally arrived, and I'm super impressed with them already for quality. I picked these up. These were on Amazon, and these are carburettor, mainly two-stroke tuning drivers, and these I think they cost about 11 quid, I think, and they have all different ends. So these are fit all types of two-stroke engines that are up to date now. So I'm getting stuck with trying to tune stuff, so I thought I'd get around that and get those. So they're quite cool. Also, the last thing I've got is Mrs. P has ordered me my birthday present, which was from last week, which is my ultrasonic cleaner. So I might do a little unboxing video on that as well. I think it's one of the heaters she's ordered me. I hope so. I haven't got anything to try it on as of yet, but I might just put a dummy carburetor in, which is, in fact, I could put in that carburetor, but I did on a generator. That'd be quite cool to see how much dirt we get out of the back. So I'll do an unboxing that video very, very soon. As always, thank you very much for coming along and watching one of my videos. If this is your first time in watching Micks Mowers, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to do so, because there'll be more videos coming. And to whack the old bell, that'll give you a notification as to say that I've released another video. Any comments, positive, negative, you know where to stick them. And apart from that, until next time, take it easy.